No, next one is back up behind the blue line. So now you're going to aim 50 for her red zone. She's just going to practice red zone returns. And then she's going to aim 50 to your red zone, and you're going to practice red zone returns. Her dominant racket, her racket shoulder, and her racket hip. Right? So you're trying to force her to either do a slide this way, do a slide this way, do a chicken wing, do a periscope or scorpion, right? You're trying to force her to make decisions about her red zone so that she's comfortable with balls coming in at different angles into her red zone and she knows how to handle them. And then you flip it around. Good. That was a good slide, Chai. So your backhands you're taking really well out front. Yeah. Your forehands you're taking really deep. Yeah. So you want to try and take them a little. So I think what's happening is on your backhand, the paddle's turning first and your hand's going out. On the forehand, you're bringing your hand back first and then your paddle. So by the time you get the paddle in front of the ball, it's way back here. If you develop the habit of paddle first and then hand back, you won't have to move your hand back so far. But if your hand comes back first, your elbow gets behind your rib cage, then you start to open up, you're going to end up taking it way back here. So you really got to work on that. Keep on making your decision out here, forehand, backhand, before you move your hand. Okay, flip it around. So you're going to aim at her red zone now. And you're going to defend your red zone. Just get them back to her. Your racket, shoulder, and hip is your. So this is your red zone.
Because that should be your green, because it's forehand, isn't that your...
No, right here is not, it's a danger zone, right?
Oh, I see.
Right?
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I mean, here is not so bad, but here is really bad.
Yeah.
Right? And then your yellow zone is out here.
Okay.
Yeah. Green is backhand, and red is in the red is in between. It's the transition between the two, where you have to make a decision. Right? And don't think of green as good and yellow as don't think of it that way. Just it's a color. It could be the black zone, the white zone, and the purple zone, right? There you go. Okay, last one. That's about 50. Okay, so now we're going to step in halfway. We're doing sweet spot to sweet spot, little arc over the net, right? So it's going to be, just come around the side, Christine, so you can see. So we're just going sweet spot so we can slide over a little bit so we're not exactly in front of each other. Sweet spot to sweet spot. The whole purpose of this drill is to teach you to instill the habit of keeping the paddle out front so that your elbow is clear of your rib cage, so that you're moving your paddle slowly. Right? Where we get in trouble with volleys is when we start stabbing, slashing, hacking. The paddle's too far away from the ball and we have to move quickly to get the paddle in front of the ball. You want to try and keep your paddle as close to the ball as you can at all times. Just like in dinking. If we're dinking back and forth, I don't want to be bringing my paddle back here because now I've got to quickly get my paddle to the ball. If I keep my paddle close to the ball at all times, then these are just small, slow movements. And control comes from small, slow movements. So these are the smallest, slowest movements that we work on. Oops. So aim for my paddle. I'm aiming for your paddle. Just gentle movements. Yeah, and we want to keep it low to the net. And the other thing, we want to keep it through the window. So that's what we're working on. So slow movements, minimal paddle movement, maximum control. And sorry, let me explain one more thing. So pay attention to where her elbow is. If you're pushing her elbow back here, you guys are the drill's going to start to break down. So you want to each be able to aim to each other so that your elbow can stay in front of your rib cage. Yeah. One sec. Christine, the sweet spot of your paddle is halfway between the handle and the tip. So I want you to get the ball right down in here. Good. Okay, that's good. All right, so today is about serving and returning. So we're going to warm up our serves and our returns. So we're going to just start off with serve return +1. So you're going to serve to her. She's going to return it to you. You get a third shot, whatever you want to do, drive, drop, whatever. And then she's going to serve, return. You'll hit your third shot. That way the serve is just going back and forth. We'll do about 10 on each side. Try to do some forehands, try to do some backhands. We're warming up our shoulder joint. We're just getting ready. We're getting ready to do a serve lesson. So.
Okay, try. Here we go. Ready?
Okay, the zipper's fucking busted. Get those long as we can. Running out of time. Out. Turn sideways. Okay. Your arm's out here, not back here.
Okay.
So you need to toss the ball way away
Oh.
from your body.
Okay.
Just a little out. That was close. Yeah, so you remember your arm's on this side of your body, right? So for the extra swing speed, you need to toss it out in front of you. It's a warm up. We're just warming up. It was very good serve. Oh, that one. Ah, lots of side spin on that one. Lots of spin on that one. All right, so is that about 10 each? Do one more each. A little higher. Yeah. One more. All right, so what do we want to work on? I know you were talking about your returns. So let's talk a little bit about that, about outcomes and expectations. When you're practicing your serve, I would expect somewhere near around 20% of your serves to be going out because I really want you to push it. Right? When you're practicing your returns, close to 20% of your returns should be going out too because I really want you to push it to get as close to that line as possible. When you go to play rec, and it doesn't really matter, and you're working on your serve, right, because you want to have a really good serve for competition, same kind of idea. You can have, 10, 15% of your serves going out the back, and it doesn't really matter because the points don't really matter, right? But if you're going for it on your serve, you're going to serve out sometimes. That's a cost of going for it. That's what you pay to get the good serves in that push your opponent back, right? That's that's a trade-off, right? So you don't get those really good serves for free. They come with a cost. And the cost is serving out sometimes. You just have to be careful about when you do it, right? When do you go for it on a serve? You don't go for it at 0-0, right? You don't go for it when your score is 8 or higher. You go for it when you're ahead by 5 points on your first serve, right? So thinking about when to go for it during games is an important part of it. Now, outcomes. So you're serving to somebody, and you feel, wow, my serves aren't going deep enough. I'm not putting enough pressure on the person. So you're only looking at the first part of the equation. The second part of the equation is, what am I getting back, right? So if I'm serving to somebody and I'm not having a great serving day, but I'm getting white line returns, right, that allow me to move into the court, it's good enough, right? It's good enough. I'm serving well enough to this player. So don't get down on yourself just because you're not painting lines on your serve. Look at the outcomes. Look at what you're getting back. If you're getting short serves back, then that's a good thing. Some players, you could serve your best topspin serve at them and it's going to come back deep every time, right? Give them a slice and it's going to start to come back short. So what you're watching for when you're serving to somebody in a competitive situation is, what is the response that I'm getting back? And you're looking for setup shots for your third shot. If you're going to be hitting drops on your third shot, you want to be hitting those drops as deep into the court as you can. So you're trying a variety of serves against a new opponent that you've never met before, or somebody that you don't see very often, until you start to get the results that you want, and then you use that serve when you need to get your drops in. Does that make sense? Right? So you don't always have to feel that you're serving bullets and 100%, right? What am I getting back, right? Okay, today I'm not serving bullets, but one of these other serves is working. And that's also why I try to convince everybody that I work with to have a bunch of different serves, right? Because nobody returns 100% of serves. Like, I'm a good serve returner. If you serve it to my backhand, if you serve it to my forehand, you get less consistency. So nobody is good at every kind of serve. So if you have every kind of serve, even if your serve isn't perfect, if their response is a little weaker than your serve, you've got something that you can work with. Does that make sense? Okay. So, having said all that, you're worried more about your returns. You're not worried about any of your serves or your returns.
Not really, but I do have to say that when you're under pressure, I take the pace off to make sure my serve goes in. The other thing is, if my serve is going to go out, I'd rather it go long into the net or to the side.
For sure.
Yeah, because I'm always pushing to that side. The other thing that I notice is it doesn't really matter how much you spin or how hard your serve is. The better players are going to get that serve back.
The serve is always coming back.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of players who try to spin the serve to make it really kick or whatever. I feel like you're kind of wasting your time because people at that higher level, they kind of know how to get it. So it's just do a 90% serve, make sure it's in on the baseline, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, we all want aces, and sometimes you do get an ace, especially if you perform a little bit and you get it. But, other than that, I just kind of concentrate on getting the serve.
You can't serve 4 aces in this game.
Exactly.
There's no point. It literally is a waste of your time.
You get one or two sometimes, but.
So I notice for myself when the competitive pressure's on, I serve a lot more 5s, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the center of the court, safe spot in the court. If you watch the pros, there's a lot of 5s, right? I think where you want to serve most of the time is 3s. If you're a little bit short on your 3, it's going to end up or 2s. If you're going to be a little bit short on your 2s, if you're a little bit short on your 2, it turns into a 5. If you're a little bit long on your 2, it turns into an out.
Sorry.
Right? So if I'm looking at the court that I'm serving to, top left corner is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right in the center, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 and 5 are in the same spot on both sides. Yeah, and 2s and 5s, depending on where the person. So 1, you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah. So 1, 2, and 3 are what we typically go for, right? And in rec, that's fine. I find in competition, I end up going for 5s because it's safer. You don't want anything to go out. And when when my score is 8 and up, or the other team score is 8 and up, I'm always serving 5s. But that's what the 8-8-2 drill is all about. Just when your score is 8 and up, you got to finish. When their score is 8 and up, you can't let them finish. So you just got to go into safe serve mode. And you just serve 5s, 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 and keep it safe.
That would be the time to try and get a 1 and shoot it off the end.
If you have like a 5-point lead and the game doesn't matter, you can do that. But the momentum in pickleball can change like that. So you don't, when you have 8, you want to finish the other team. When they have 8, you don't want to be doing anything. You don't want to be giving away any points.
I have the wrong mentality then.
Yeah.
If they're winning, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put something extra back. I have to go for it now.
No.
Oh.
No. You gotta, when you get behind, you gotta play patient and safe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The time you go for it is when they're, so if the other person's behind 5 points, mentally they're teetering. If you now serve a serve that just makes them, embarrasses them, they sag, they collapse, their morale just collapses. So and that morale can carry into the next game, right? So you got to choose your moments. But if the game is close and you start serving out, that gives them a morale lift. It gives you a morale sag, and momentum can change really quickly.
I picked 2 kids. They're 12 and 14, John and Henry. And my partner, we were 8, they were 6. My partner he wasn't even really kind of trying, just this weird serve, which went out, and then he got the advantage and he fucking killed us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, and I felt like saying to him, just make sure the serve is in when you're that close, and don't try to go for the real lobby serve or whatever, just relax and we lost.
Yeah. All right, so that's serve strategy. That's some discussion around serve. What do we want to work on? Oh yeah, let's do the flick first.
Oh yeah, we could do that just for a few minutes.
Yeah, okay, let's work on a flick. We'll work on the flick, and then we'll go for a drink, and then we'll come back and we'll work on some serve return stuff.
How tenacious I am with this stuff. It took 9 months to figure out the stupid
Okay, let's come on over here. Both come on over to this side. Come on over to this side. We're going to do some stationary feeds. So come around this side where you can see me, right? So just going to hold the racket out in front of me and just hit some shots, right? So I'm just dropping it into my hitting zone. No, that's okay. That's what we're going to work on. So check my grip. Check my grip. So where is it pointing? Right, your paddle face has to be closed, right? Paddle face has to be closed, right? Because when I flip and I make contact, I need to create top spin. Probably, yeah. So this is why we're going to drop. So I'm reaching out, my paddle's down. See how it's closed? And yeah, and it's a really relaxed, Okay, go ahead and try it. You can go either side of the basket. Go ahead. I'll pick up. No, not off the ground, Christine. Christine, from over top. You dropped it on the ground again. Yeah, let me show you. Show you again. All right. The paddle's close to me because I need to push it out to create topspin, right? So the paddle's starting here. I'm pushing it out, making contact, and then it comes back. So it's kind of a C shape like this.
Yeah.
There you go. Beautiful. Yeah. Shai, I'm going to make an adjustment to your grip. I should never see this knob when we're doing this shot. Yeah. There you go. So remember to keep your paddle face closed. That time when you hit the ball, this was, yeah.
Feel it.
So we want it when we make contact. This is our motion. Yeah, think of it like you're throwing your paddle, like you're throwing your paddle like frisbee. Yeah. Let me show you why none of them are going over the net. Stand over here where you can see me. Okay. Let's take the arm out of it. Let's watch what I'm doing. You have to use your legs. There you go. Everybody focuses on the arm and they forget about the platform. There you go. Use your core. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah. So go all the way down and then come up. Look at that. Nice flick. Nice flick, Christine. Yep. Can be. Can be. Yep. It's more of a ray motion or a.
Oh, okay. That's a yay.
It's a yeah, yeah. Because you're finishing with the racket up.
Okay.
Huh? You're doing great,
Okay.
but let's get this racket turned over just a little bit more. Let's really push that for you. Okay? All right, so if we're doing this, we're doing the forehand run, right? So you're doing this with a straight arm.
Yeah.
I want your elbow engaged. I want your elbow engaged. So we're starting here, right? So we're rotating around, this joint is rotating here. If you're doing it from here, you have to involve your shoulder too much, and you really can't get any pronation. So this needs to be engaged. Just take it a little further out, a little lower. You'll work on the contact point, it'll come. There you go. You're getting a good spin. Good, Christine. Yeah, it's a good motion right there, Charlotte. Yeah, you're getting good motion now. Yeah, you got it. That's a really good, solid, simple, foundational forehand now. But you'll really be able to build on that. Get the head down. Back of the head. That's why I said get the head down, not get your head down. So let it hang. Right? Yeah, way down. There you go. And you don't need to hit it, you don't need to do this very hard. As long as you're getting a maximum rotation, you'll get lots of spin. There you go, Christina. It's beautiful. Yep. Yeah, you got it, Charlotte. All right, you guys tell me when it's enough and when you're ready to move on. Ready? Okay, let's pick up, have a drink, and then we'll come back and we'll work on serves and returns. You guys want to work on your backhand serves? Yeah. Okay. You can do that. Oh, I got both the tubes here. Sorry, guys, I got both the tubes. I'm being greedy. What'd you say? I said I think we're pretty good on our forehand. Yeah, you guys both have a good forehand serve. Okay. All right, let's grab a drink and then we'll come back and we'll do that. Take this off so the microphone doesn't have me going to the bathroom. Yeah. Awesome.
Oh yeah. Jean or something like that. I've never
Careful.
seen her before. She just kind of shows up. Oh, sorry. Yeah, she just kind of shows up like on Tuesdays or Thursdays or something. But most of her top spin, as soon as I figured out they were most going out, I just kind of stepped out of the way and they went out. Then
Yeah.
she stopped doing that, and then that's when things took a tumble, right?
Yeah.
Because she was able to do this.
Her one
and
thing.
People were getting it because right here, they stepped out of the way. And they just
Yeah. Long backswing.
yeah.
Step out of the way. Have the discipline. This is one of the things I want to talk to you and Neil about.
I am noticing that big backswing
Yeah.
now, right? That's the one thing I noticed.
When the racket starts back here, watch the height of the ball. And if it's coming out, especially if they're making contact with the ball up high, just step back. It's going to go out.
Exactly. Yeah. It takes a little while to figure that out.
Yeah. That was one of the things I wanted to talk to Neil and Charlotte about on the weekend. Was sitting in the kitchen watching them, the number of out balls that they're taking, just making the game harder on yourself because you got to play extra points.
Yeah.
As soon as you take an out ball, you've taken a point that was yours and you turn it into a point that might be yours.
That's right.
Right? So, yeah, just it's discipline. And you know what? It's Neil more than you.
Really?
Yeah, because he's trying to hit. He's got a group of shots that he likes to hit, and he takes those every time, even though a lot of them he should just be letting go. Like if you watch the video, I guess there was no video on Saturday. He's taking balls over his ear here in this part of the court. Like, just let those go.
I think and I would have said it was more me, and I know he was frustrated because I was, but I know why I do it.
It's not, no, you do it too, but.
Yeah, no, but I'm so determined, my God can get his ball, right, and I can get it back. I'm not even thinking of it.
Yeah, I agree. That is the hardest part. I'm starting to notice more outfalls. Yeah, it just, I don't know. And I notice it with my partner more than with me. It's like, oh, that was out. So then I try to actually, but with myself, it's almost like, oh, I think that one's out. So, and I guarantee you, if you need stuff, I bet you like 10% of them will be in, and the rest will be out.
But that 10% is the price you pay to learn.
That's right.
Right? You invest that 10% in your mental mapping. Okay, let's talk about slice serve. So I'm going to start on the white line. When I'm slicing the ball, my racket needs to be facing that direction. So if I'm about to serve to somebody, when I start my serve motion, when I get set, I make sure that my racket, so if I'm serving to that corner, I make sure that my racket face is naturally in my hand facing that direction, right? Then I start here, I'm swinging this way, right? My line is this way, so I'm going from in front of me to behind me. So this is an outside in swing, right? Now I just need to toss the ball to the right spot, which is out here, right? So what I see you guys doing is when you're trying to do your slice shots, you're trying to come this way, right? You got to remember that your racket is actually swinging. So normally, if you think of our forehand, we start inside and we finish outside. So it's called an inside-out shot. We're starting inside, close to our body. We're finishing outside, away from our body. This serve is starting outside and it's finishing in, right? So it's coming in this way. Right?
Across your body, starting at your ear.
Well, no, you can start it low. It doesn't matter. But I am starting it high. But the important part is it's starting away from my body here, away from my shoulder, and it's finishing towards my hip. And look at the amount of spin that I'm getting. Right? So, oops, that was a bad one. All right, so we're going to work on that first. So the toss point has to be, I'm just tossing it just off my toe, right out here. Yeah. If you watch Seth serves from here, right? And he turns his hips this way so that he can do that. He opens his hips. So as soon as he opens his hips, you know what he's about to do. right?
Okay.
Sorry, he does that as a forehand. So he lines up here, right? And then when he opens his hips, he starts outside and swings inside. So he's doing exactly the same thing I'm doing in the back, outside to inside. But when he opens his hips up, he's doing that to get maximum spin. So as soon as his hips open up this way, and it's a dead giveaway because he goes. So as soon as his hips turn, you know the ball's going out that side of the court.
It's really funny that like you notice stuff like I notice that there's something going on, but I don't know what it is. Brian Redmond's like that too. Well, if you notice this, I'm like, well, how do you notice that? He's like, well, at a 3.5 level, you have a lot of time to look at things.
Yeah.
So I try to do that. It's like, well, what is he doing? But I can't quite pinpoint it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you learn to look at feet, hips, shoulders, right? Are they stacked in a tower? Is something out of line? And if something's out of line, why is that out of line? Because if it's out of line, he's doing something different. It has something to do with spin. Right? So you look at those 3 points.
Feet,
hips, shoulders.
Yeah. So as soon as something is out of line.
Yeah, as soon as something's not in a tower, something's out of line, there's some kind of spin going on, you just have to look and say, what's out of line? Why is it out of line? And then just see what they're doing. Okay. And you say that result is because of that.
Okay.
All right, so let's work on this. We can have one person at each end of the court. You guys can be serving back and forth to each other. I'll give you the bucket of balls. So we're doing a lot of talking today. All right, so you're going to turn sideways. You're going to make sure that your paddle face is facing the direction you're going to be serving, right? And then your serve is going to go from here to here. Right? And it'll finish. We're not going to worry about making it legal today. We're just going to worry about. I'm coming over to help you. Let's move you right back. To the sideline. Yeah. All right.
Sideways.
So your serve is going to start out away from your body. It's going to come in here. And your contact point is going to be right about here somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, like a C, just like what you just said, right?
Yeah.
Like a C.
Well, no, this is going to stay stable.
Okay.
So your wrist here is going to stay stable the entire time.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yep. So you're just cutting across the ball.
Yeah.
And you're making the ball spin. So just watch the ball.
Yeah.
Just stand right out here. Just watch the ball.
Oh, yeah. So you're almost hitting it here. On
Yeah.
the paddle.
It's rolling across my paddle.
Through there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got it, Chai. Yeah. Well, this is the way I do it. I toss underneath. Go ahead, Chai. Try it. Yeah, okay. Now come into the white line. Let's do this from the white line, so you're not trying to hit so hard. Actually, serving right towards each other probably isn't a good idea. Christine will bring you over here. Yeah. Serve that way. So you're going to stand here like this, and you're going to serve like this. Yeah. It will be easy. You just need practice. There you go. Look at that. You got good spin. And it's effortless, right? So that time you started over here, right? So we really want to start outside and go inside. Okay. Let me show you. Ready? So now you're returning the ball from outside of the court, right? You're probably going to return it to this side of the court Because if you go for that line, it's a long distance with a lot of spin, probably going to go out. So now you're going to serve it to this side. So on our side now, we can reduce ourselves to 2/3 of the court and immediately start putting pressure on you because you have to run out there and come back, right? Yeah, look at that spin you're getting. Yeah. So let's, yeah, that's a good finish. So let's add a start to yours. So we're just started up here now.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
In.
Okay.
So a little bit lower, right? The lower it is, the more spin you're going to get. So I really want you to, Christine, try and make contact with it as low as you can, because the lower you make contact with it, the more spin you're going to get. So you're trying to actually make contact with it. So your racket's going to be going down, and then as it strikes the ball, it's going to be starting to move up. Way too close to your body. Yeah, you toss that in here. You're going to get it up here. Anyway, keep working on it. You'll get it. It's just a question of practice. Good. Just stop for 1 second. Okay. So we're going to start here.
Okay.
We're going to come down and on the way up. So we're going to make contact with it not here, but on our way up here.
Yeah.
So it's a lift, kind of a little bit of a lift. Yeah, and you're turning right now you're turning your racket face this way.
Oh.
That works against us. Right? So we want to catch it on our way up, and we want to make sure that we stay on this side of the ball. Okay? That's beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, you got it. You got it. That's beautiful. Yeah! Nice, Christine. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. No, everything is fine except your contact point. You tossed it here. You need to get it out here. Because remember, your racket's going to come down.
Oh, yes.
Right? And we want to catch the ball on our way up. So the contact needs to be out here so we're catching it on the way up.
So it's a very loose wrist.
Very loose.
Very loose wrist.
Yeah. Knob grip, really loose wrist, relaxed contact. Getting there. Your contact point just needs to get out a little more. Very nice. That was, you just missed hit that, but it was a nice slice. Ah, Christine, that's looking good. But it's looking good. It's more relaxed now. So it's just a matter of getting the contact point right, and everything will be fine. Yeah. Yeah. You're tossing way back here.
Okay.
You got to remember, we want to catch it on our way up, right in here. Right?
So I have to toss it.
You need to toss it out here.
Out here. Okay, so out towards.
There you go. Beautiful slice. You got this, eh? moving back to the baseline now? You can. If you guys are ready, you can move back to the baseline. Up. You want to hit it on your way out. There you go. That was a good one. Yep. Toss is really important. Beautiful.
So, does there have to be a lot of power on it?
No. Depends on what you're trying to do, Christine. If you're, can I borrow your paddle for a second, Chai? If I'm trying to hit a 7 from here, right? I just toss it behind. Oops. Right? If I'm trying to hit a 7 from here and I'm trying to hit that corner and push the person way out wide, like in this building, if I serve 7s, what would you do? How would you return? You couldn't. There's a wall right there, right? So if I'm 5 points ahead, right, and we're on first serve, and I want to make the other team sag because I know we're going to be playing another game, that's a good time for a 7. If I miss it, no big deal. But if I get it, they collapse and it's hard to get their legs back. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, so don't overdo it today. Christine, this is a good point. So it takes a little while to develop the strength in your muscles and your ligaments to do this. So I don't want you to overdo it and hurt yourself today. So think. Yeah. Okay. If you feel any twinges, just stop. Okay. Now that you got it, let's talk about hyperextension. So if you're hyperextending in your follow through, if you're hyperextending your elbow, that's what's going to create a problem. So make sure that when you're doing this, you don't hyperextend. So keep a slight bend in your elbow all the way through the entire stroke. Yeah. Nice. Now, I want you to look at, you're asking when is it a good time to serve this slice? Look at how low these balls are bouncing. There's no bounce in them. If you have a person, if you're looking at the person across the net from you and they're the kind of person that's bending from the waist on their serve returns, slice. Give them nothing but slice. Whenever you need a point or a weak return, give them nothing but slice. Because if they're bending at the waist, these balls are too low. They're going to have trouble returning them. So. Beautiful. Okay, let's apply this thinking now. What we've learned today, let's apply it to forehand slice. So, oh, I have my paddle right here. Okay, so same thing, right? Outside to inside, right? So I'm going from outside to inside. My contact point is the same thing. It's straight out from my toe, right? If I want to get even more spin, I can do what Seth does. I can go here, line up outside to inside, turn my hips, so I get even more spin. See how ridiculous that spin is? So I open up. Oops, overhit that one. Look at how ridiculous that spin is. If I hit it to the right spot, that ball's going out the side court. So. So no, I'm gonna align this way, right? So if I'm aiming for that cord over there, I'm gonna align that way. My paddle this time, the edge here is going to be facing, right, that spot, and then I'm gonna go from outside to inside. Yep.
Yeah, I think not so exaggerated.
So come into the white line and do it initially. There's some more balls here for you. I'll just put them down on the track here. All right, so Christine, I'm standing here. Well, it actually helps if I align myself straight up the line here. I'm gonna adjust the instructions I just gave you. Come on over here for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna align myself straight with this line behind me, right? My paddle face now is going to face there, right, the corner. I'm going to swing outside to inside. Right? Let's do that. Okay. Now I can tweak it and make it more complicated like I did over here, but I think it's simpler to just do this. Yeah, you got it. Okay. So let's turn you this way. So get your feet side by side so they're parallel to that line. Good. So we'll check and make sure that your paddle's facing there.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're doing this forehand. Yeah. So we're coming up here.
Yeah.
And we're slicing across the ball this way. Yeah. So we want to keep that paddle face open. And remember, we want to catch the ball on our way up, not at the very bottom. We want to catch it on our way up. You'll get it. We keep struggling with it. Struggle leads to progress. Good job. Totally illegal right now, but that's okay. We're just trying to learn the spin. We'll make it legal later. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, it's okay. Hitting out is okay for now. We're just learning how to spin. Suppose I don't need to pick up so many balls. Let's do this. Keep it open. There you go. That one stayed open. See the difference?
Yes.
You close that paddle off, you lose all your spin.
Exactly.
Here you go. Very nice. Yeah, look at the slice you're getting now, eh? Keep it open. Keep it open. Get it a little higher up on the paddle, not on the tip all the time. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah. So you're hitting up in here a lot.
Okay.
I'm going to try and...
Right there.
Remember, you don't have to hit this hard. You just have to slice it. Let the paddle do the work. Beautiful. Yeah, much better, Christine. Yeah. Now watch Charlotte's knee bend. Watch Charlotte's knee bend. Oops. Very spin, very depth, very pace, very Okay, for the last few minutes. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So for the last few minutes, let's work on returning the serve. So you're going to return Christine. So Don Steffen serve, right? Don Steffen serve, he does this. Oops, sorry, can I have a ball? He does this one, right, out to that sideline. And then Seth does this one, where he turns the hip inside. Right, well, that was terrible. Turns the hips inside and serves out that way. Both of those serves, you need to get outside of the baseline, or outside of the sideline, and come in towards the person that you're returning the serve to, right? So we'll work on that next. You can come over and just serve to this area here. Yeah, from that corner. No, from there, right? So you're going to be returning here. Okay, so as soon as you see that that serve is coming, you have to try and figure out the depth of where the ball is going to land. You need to get outside of the ball, but you want to get the bounce between you and this person in the center or right side of your body so that you can put it safely to the middle of the court. If you try to return these serves reaching out this way while they're spinning away from you, you're going to get in trouble. So you've got to figure out which way it's going to be coming, get out around it, and then just push it back to the center of the court. Okay, so you're going to be standing right here, getting ready to return her serve.
That's going to be the hardest part, is trying to get that serve pushed back.
Yeah, that's okay. That's why we're going to work on it. Okay. There you go. Oh. You were reaching there. Yeah, see what I'm saying? You can't reach. You got to get close to it. Yeah.
So we always have to predict the bounce.
Yeah, you got to read it quickly. Yeah. Yeah, good. Pause for 1 second. And you've got to go show Christine something. You can walk up to the net and listen. Okay. So whenever somebody is spinning the ball, you want your racket to be as close to the ball as possible, right? So if somebody's spinning the ball and you're coming with your racket back away from the ball, you're going to be in trouble, right? So when the ball is spinning, keep your racket close to the ball. Because if you're starting back here, you're going to have to rush your swing because the ball is going to do something unpredictable, right? So remember to keep your racket close to the bounce, close to the ball, so that when you make your move, you can think about our volleying drill at the net. Keep your racket close to the ball so that you don't have to jab, slash, hack, slice, right? You're trying to just get your racket close to the ball and push it safely back to the center of the court.
In front of you instead of this big.
Depends on where it is, but not a long stroke, right? Okay, so try and keep your racket close to the ball. I'll get it. I didn't even hear it. Good morning. Sorry, I was in the middle of a lesson. It took me a few minutes. The lights on out there? How you doing, Brian? Yeah, the lights on out there. Much better. Okay, last one, and then you're going to switch roles. All right, switch roles. So you tried to turn first slice into a top spin. That can get you in trouble. Okay, so switch positions. Yeah, just return it. Just get it safely over the net. You can leave the hopper there. You can leave the hopper there. She's going to come over there and serve. Yeah. That last one you did was not only good, it was legal. Yeah. No, you came really low to high. That's why you need to get low and lift with your legs. There you go. Great return. There you go. That's going to create more spin. So part of what creates spin is falling off the hill, right? So if you have no height, you're going to get less spin. The more height you have, the more spin you're going to have, but the less forward power you're going to have. So you trade-offs, right?
I see. So
lower and harder is going to lead to less spin, but more pace. But higher and higher is going to lead to less pace, but more spin. Good returns, Chai. Look at where you're standing. Yeah. Good job. Oh, watch the ball on your feet. Okay, you got it. Good.
Okay, I see. So it's almost like there.
Pause for 1 second. Remember, we're going from outside to inside.
Oh, right.
Remember, because you're as you
Yeah,
serve
I
more
was-
and more, you're bringing your racket
Yeah, that's exactly right.
outside to inside. Outside to inside. Where's your toss point? Off your left knee. No, close to your right off your left toe. The depth is your toe. Turn sideways, get into your stance. Okay. So your drop spot is just in front of this toe, out here where the racket's going to start to increase, right? Because you're going.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Look at that spin. Wicked spin. There you go.
It's very important where you start.
Yeah. Okay, that's the last one. That's the last one. We got to do a pickup, and I got to get your cards. Awesome. Good lesson today, ladies.